welcome back. The other day on the Sephora app, they were offering first access to Rouge members to purchase the new NARS Ignite eyeshadow palette. The NARS Wanted palette is one of my all-time favorites because I love the mixture of neutral mattes with pops of shimmer. The Ignite palette, however, is mostly shimmer. There are 3 matte shades in here. Then in the Wanted palette, there are 5 matte shades, a couple soft shimmers, and then a couple pop or sparkle shades. So here's Wanted and here is Ignited. So today is the first and only time I've played with this palette, so it is sort of a first impressions. I did sort of a nighttime look, but this is a mostly shimmer palette, so I would think that most of us would reserve it for nighttime, for parties, for events, or if you don't mind wearing shimmer and glitter during the day, then hey, it's for you anytime. And I'm going to a party tonight, so I think the look is fitting for that. Before I get into the tutorial, I just want to say a few things about the palette itself. There are 12 colors. It retails for $59. I think I already said that there are 3 mattes and the rest are shimmers. This one right here does have some shimmer to it. I'm going to be swatching them for you momentarily. As with most NARS packaging, I think it's very nice. It is a sturdy palette and it contains a mirror. And it is the same size as the Wanted palette, although it is a little bit smaller than the Loaded palette, which came out, I think, a couple years ago now. So it's a little bit smaller. The amount of product that you get in all the palettes is the same. It's all 1.4 grams each times 12. I'm going to give you another look at the palette and then we'll start swatching. The names of the shadows are all listed on the back. Here are some swatches of the palette. I don't really love to do swatches because I feel like they're not always representative of the quality of the shadow when you're using a brush or applying them to your lid. As you can see, this one is a little bit chunky. Hopefully you can see those chunky glitters on there. These are coming off pretty light. I would say they are 3 of the least pigmented eyeshadows in the palette. These look a little bit patchy when swatched, but they didn't go on patchy. They didn't look patchy on my eyes. And once again, with the shimmers, they are very pigmented, but you can see some chunks of glitter within them. So the first brush I'm going to use is this E38 diffused crease brush from Sigma. This is part of their holiday All Eyes mini brush set. I'm going to be using all of the brushes from that set. And I'm going to start using a mixture of these 2 shades right here. And I just dip my brush into each of them, go back and forth, and then tap off my excess. And I am going to just start by putting this in the outer corner. And then once the majority of the product is gone, I'm going to start bringing it in to the inner corner. And then I'm going to do that again just to deepen it. These shadows are nicely pigmented, but they're not so pigmented that you can easily put on too much. They're very buildable, and I love this color combo since I'm going to do a more dramatic eye. And this brush is so nice. It really does what it says. It diffuses the color. And now I'm using this E25 blending brush, and I am taking the lightest shade in the palette. It is not light enough to use as an under eye brow highlight on me, so I just am using it to diffuse any harsh edges. I really wasn't sure what type of look I wanted to do with this palette, but since I'm going to a party later, I thought I would play with some of the deeper shades. So I'm going to use my finger and take this color right here. I believe it's called Point Noir. And the other 2 that I used at first were Sophia and Numia. So using Point Noir with my finger. And this color is absolutely stunning. It's just a really gorgeous deep plum, and I'm pressing it all over my lid and even up into the crease. I could definitely stop right here, add some wing liner, and be done. But I need to play with more of these shimmers. So I'm going to try this shade right here, which is Saint Paul de Vence. Once again, I'm using my finger, a different finger this time, and I'm pressing this into the center of the mobile lid. Sort of doing a spotlight eye. And the more you layer these, the more intense they become. I want to add one more shimmer just to pump this look up even more. And this just turns it into sort of an electric pink. It's very vibrant, very multicolored. Definitely not an everyday daytime look. It is party time. This is definitely what I would call a party palette. Then I'm taking the E55 shading brush and I'm going back in with that purpley color, plum color, and I'm just pressing that into the outer corners of my eye to deepen it up a little bit. And then I'm going back in with that first brush, adding a little bit more of those first two colors and deepening up the crease just a little bit. Now I'm using this Maybelline Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Eye Pencil in Glazed Toffee. Just using that to lightly line my upper lids. You can of course use black, you can use a liquid liner, whatever you would like. Then using the E15 Flat Definer, I am going back into those first two shades that I used in my crease. And I am pressing that along my lower lashes, or lower lash lines, I should say. Just kind of smudging as I go, connecting the outer corners. And then I want to take a little bit of that kind of coppery pink shade that I used on the lid, and I want to place that right in the center of the lower lash line, just to give it a little bit more pop. So next I am going to take this Anastasia Beverly Hills Base 1 eyeshadow primer and color corrector, and I'm going to place that in my waterline. And then using this eyeliner brush, this E11 eyeliner brush, I'm gonna go into this shade right here in the upper corner. It's called Atomic. And then this is gonna go right in the tear ducts. You do have to be careful with the glittery shades. The matte shades didn't have a lot of fallout, but these glitters, they definitely have some fallout. So now I'm going to curl my lashes. And then I'm just gonna pop on some wispy lashes. I got a little dark lash glue on the end of this one, so it looks a little funky at the moment. I'm not happy about that, but we're gonna go with it. I am now going to apply a little bit more mascara to blend the two together, although I'm not adding anything to here because that already looks a little clumpy. Overall, I would say that this is a beautiful, high quality palette. Yes, there was some fallout with the glittery shades, but I think that is very common. I own a lot of glitter eyeshadows, and unfortunately, it just comes with the territory. A lot of them, unless they're in some sort of a cream base, those glittery, sparkly shades, they do have a tendency to have some fallout. The matte shades are beautiful. There's only 3 of them though. So you have to be someone who is in the market for a shimmery, glittery eyeshadow palette, or maybe you are a NARS palette collector. I would say those are the people who definitely need to get this palette. If you just can't get enough sparkle and glitter and shimmer, then this is for you. When I first saw this palette, it did remind me a lot of this Electropop from Kevyn Aucoin, which is an all shimmer palette. This one has no mattes at all. It's not quite as glittery. It doesn't have the heavier glitters that the NARS does. If you are looking for an all shimmer palette that doesn't have the glitter in it, then I would try the Kevyn Aucoin Electropop. Okay, I really hope you enjoyed that review and tutorial. Everything else that I have on my face will be listed in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I would love to have you as part of the Risa Does Makeup family. So that does it for this one. I look forward to seeing you again very soon.